Hi guys, it is Friday afternoon, late afternoon. So I'm reading you, I decided I'm going to do chapters 18 and 19 because they're a little shorter too, and I really just want to get this book done before you get your next one on May 4th. Okay, so chapter 18, there we go, it's weird angle. Anyway, who cares? Chapter 18 is called Right Here. I woke up in the middle of the night, tucked Abuela's box under my arm, and snuck out of my apartment to Abuela's. My stomach sank as I walked past her old KitchenAid blender. I'd probably never be able to drink a mango batito again. Abuela's dark red curtains blocked out the light from the security lamp in the courtyard. The room was hot, and my stomach sank a little deeper. Abuela would never have let it get so hot in her apartment. AC was the only luxury she didn't mind spending money on. She'd never had that in Cuba and thought it was a marvel. What an incredible invention, she'd said, to have winter in your home and year-round summer outside. I looked over at Abuela's couch, which was covered in plastic. For some reason, Abuela felt that lining the cushions with plastic was the best way to preserve them. That meant that you couldn't sit on her sofa if you were wearing shorts because the plastic would stick to the backs of your legs. And even if you didn't have a lot of hair like me, the little you had would rip off and cause all kinds of irritation. Her recliner was next to the sofa. She got the recliner secondhand, so it wasn't covered in plastic, which meant that it had conformed to her shape. I thought about the last time I'd come over. I'd read her that poem, the poem that hadn't escaped my mind all night, the poem printed on the book resting inside of a fruit bowl on the top of her coffee table, Versos Sencillos, por Jose Marti. Abuela, why did Wilfredo Pipo come to our neighborhood? Why do some people seem to be on his side? Háblame en español, mi amor. She would always remind me to speak to her in Spanish. Practice, she'd say. I didn't speak it very well, even though I understood most things. I'd gotten better, but only a little. I imagined Abuela saying people act like that because their centers are mixed incorrectly, like a sauce that curdles from overheating. You have to be even-tempered and not whisk yourself up too much. I plucked the book from the fruit bowl and flipped to the end. It said, Todo es hermosa y constante. Todo es música en razón. Y todo como el diamante. Antes que luz es carbón. The last lines of the poem said that before becoming a diamond, everything was first coal. But nothing had turned into a diamond. Nothing was the success it was supposed to be. Abuela would have the answers, but she was gone. She'd been too sick. Maybe I'd stressed her out. Now everything was ruined. It was my fault. Abuela was gone. The truth finally hit me. Abuela had died. I fell onto her couch. I desperately wanted the cushions to absorb me and swallow me whole. But instead, the plastic cover squeaked, like it was trying to make sense of me sitting down on it. I fought back tears by opening Abuela's box and looking through the letters. I took one out and read the envelope. A veces lo tienes que escribir, not Escobar. Sometimes you need to write it down. The letter inside was blank. What am I supposed to do with a blank page, Abuelo? I asked out loud. There were stacks of blank pages with the words right here written across them. What am I going to write, Abuelo? I wasn't a writer. I didn't have any idea what to put down. I looked through the box and tried to find another letter. Maybe there was something else Abuelo had left that could give me advice. A pen fell out and landed on my foot as I dug through the box. I glanced back at the blank pages next to me. Right here. Okay, but I can't promise it'll be good. I shook the pen a few times to get the ink going and placed a blank page on top of Abuelo's coffee table. Before I started writing, I went to the thermostat and blasted the AC to 65 degrees. The machine grumbled to life, and soon Abuela's apartment felt like it should. I stared at the blank page, closed my eyes, opened them again, and began to write. I wrote for hours. I wrote until the pen cracked and ink dripped everywhere and made a mess of my words on the page. I wrote through blank page after blank page about the moment I was thrown into the festival holding cell, about our Sunday family dinners, about Mop and Bren and how much I wished they were here, about Carmen and how I hoped she'd still want to be my friend after what had happened, about my family, my crazy family, about Abuela and Abuelo, how I hoped they were reunited, about what our final days at the restaurant would be like if we lost it. I scribbled fast and long, sometimes not even thinking about what I wrote before I wrote it. I remembered every detail of the past few weeks. I wrote until I passed out on Abuela's sofa, a bed of papers underneath me. In the morning, I woke up to the sound of my name echoing in my ear. I opened one eye to find my mom standing over me. "There you are, Arturo. Your father and I have been looking for you," she said, and began organizing the papers spread all over the place. I looked at the stack of pages I had composed, right here. That is chapter 18. So we're going to go ahead and do chapter 19. Chapter 19 is the last Batito. I showered quickly, changed, and met the family in the courtyard. They all looked like they hadn't slept at all. Brian and Martine shuffled in slowly while Vanessa slouched in the corner. It was the first time she wasn't front and center. I don't know if it was the shower or the feeling of release I had from writing all night, but I was happy to see them, my family. "Okay, everyone," my mom began. "We all know the city council will vote on the bids in 10 days. Whatever the outcome, let's use this week to be together and honor Abuela. Let's go to the beach. Let's see a movie. Let's dip our feet in the canals or go for a walk. Do everything that Abuela loved. Enjoy everything that made her happy. Can we take Carlos's truck and ram Pipo's office? That would make me happy," Aunt Tootie blurted out between sobs. "No, Tootie, we're not doing that," Mom continued. "I don't want to think about that man or the bids. I want to stay positive." "Positive?" Aunt Tootie sobbed. "Positive?" "Yes," my mom said. "Win or lose. Now let's think about other things." The family completely ignored my mom's request and chattered among themselves about what would happen if Wilfredo won the vote. "I refuse to believe he'll win. We can't think like that. Yeah, the neighborhood can't possibly be on that guy's side. It sure looked like a bunch of people were on his side at the festival," Mari said. "But they took our flyers," Martine replied. "They were scattered all over the street," Vanessa said. "What has happened to this neighborhood? It's like they're under a spell or something. Wilfredo has enchanted them. Maybe we should protest at City Hall, too. I can get my team on it," Vanessa offered. "That's a great idea, Vanessa, but no," my mom said. "I can't believe you're giving up, Kari." "I'm not giving up, Tootie. I'm thinking of our family. That's not what Mommy would have wanted. She would have fought. Mommy isn't here, Tootie. It's only us." My mom and Aunt Tootie argued back and forth, which made everyone else get really quiet. My mom's cheeks turned bright red. Aunt Tootie's face tightened as if to hold back tears, but the tears splashed out anyway. I felt a nervous energy all around and tried to think of a way to stop them, but no words came out. Abuela's absence was so strong it literally broke us. If she were here, all she'd have to do was take our hands and offer a prayer, and everyone would quiet down and listen. Instead, I watched my family crack open. Finally, my mom put an end to the conversation. "Mommy made me the principal owner of this restaurant, and I'm going to do what is best for this family." I looked around, and everyone tried to avoid eye contact with my mom. When I finally met her gaze, she had the look on her face that she'd given the cooks who didn't listen to her in the kitchen. "We need to stop this emotional runaround. Abuela is gone. We've been so focused on losing that we've forgotten what's important, and that is family. If we lose and our lease isn't renewed, we'll find a new location. But that's enough fighting. No more." "No," I said. I realized I was the only one speaking now. The whole family had gone quiet. Even Tootie had retreated to a bench. Mom, we can't give up. We have to keep fighting. My dad came up to my mom. He was always the calm one of the family. I had never heard him yell or scream at anyone. It was why he was so good at customer service at the restaurant. Even if a guest was rude, my dad never lost his temper. Kari, he said, remember that this restaurant is what your parents built their whole lives on. It isn't just a building, it's a home. We built our lives on it, too. I think that's what Arturo is trying to say. I know, Robert, but we need to stop trying to change things that are not in our control. A lump formed in my throat, and I found it hard to swallow. But, Abuela, I could hardly manage. Arturo, my mom said, her voice softer now, almost like she was trying to whisper. Abuela and Abuelo left a place many years ago and found a new home, a new life. They made new memories and kept old ones in their hearts. I turned away from her. What was stopping someone like Wilfredo Pipo from chasing down another neighborhood and building another high-rise, and then moving to another neighborhood and building another, and then another? He had done it before. Arturo. I had my mother's eyes, dark and round, but I had my father's height. I was already a head taller than her. I didn't nod or shake my head. The neighborhood didn't really want Pipo Place. They just liked his free gifts and flashy parties. I saw Carmen appear from behind Abuela's floribunda bush, and I turned away so our eyes wouldn't meet. I suddenly felt like being alone, and I turned to leave. Some of my family members looked like they wanted to talk to me, but I just couldn't deal with it. I went to our apartment and then my room and shut the door. My mom called out a few minutes later, but I didn't answer. No more conversations. I thought about how things could change so quickly. A few weeks ago, Mop and Bren were still here. Carmen wasn't around yet to confuse me. The restaurant was safe, and Abuela was still, well, anyway. I checked my computer to see if I had any Twitter messages from Bren. He hadn't called or texted in a while. I sent him a message just as my dad knocked on the door. Mind if I come in? He opened it slowly and popped his head in. I nodded, and the rest of his body came out from behind the door. He handed me a huge bowl of mint chocolate chip ice cream, winked at me, and slipped back out. My dad was really cool like that. I kicked off my sneakers and reclined on my bed, trying to keep the bowl of ice cream from tipping over. It almost did when I heard a ding from my computer. Bren had sent me a message, so I put the bowl down on my desk and went to read it. At Pitbull for Life. How's it going over there, dude? I thought about telling Bran that Abuela had passed away, but it felt like something I should say in person. Plus, I really just wanted to feel normal for a second, like nothing had changed. At ArtZam3. Hey, Bren, not that good. What's up with you? At Pitbull for Life. Had a GF for a bit. Didn't work out. Don't understand women. How's Carmen? You guys make out yet? ArtZam3. Totally not happening. Pitbull for Life. Give love a chance, bro. So what's the deal with the restaurant stuff? At ArtZam3. I think Wilfredo Pipo is going to win, and my family has given up. At Pitbull for Life. Dude, you better not give up. At ArtZam3. It seems like a fight that's just impossible to win, you know? At Pitbull for Life. You are Arturo freaking Zamora. You practiced and practiced to get on the b-ball team, and after tryouts, coach was so impressed, he let you on. At ArtZam3. I was on the practice team, dude. At Pitbull for Life. Bro, you got a jersey and became the first 6th grader to ever play on the 8th grade team. Instant popularity upgrade. At ArtZam3. Yeah, I guess. Hey, I wrote some poetry. I waited for Brent to answer. Finally, he responded in a not-so-subtle way. At Pitbull for Life. What? At ArtZam3. Yeah, I know. Weird, huh? At Pitbull for Life. Have you shown anyone? At ArtZam3. Are you crazy? At Pitbull for Life. Just saying. You know Carmen would dig it. At ArtZam3. Definitely not, dude. At Pitbull for Life. Worth a try. Dang, dude. Gotta go. My mom is yelling at me to stop sitting on the couch in my wet shorts. Don't give up. At ArtZam3. Kay, talk to you later. Hey, Bren at Pitbull for Life. What up, compadre? At Art Zam. Thanks, dude. At Pitbull for Life. No problem. Later, bro. Bren signed out. My ice cream had completely melted in the bowl, so I slurped up the minty liquid left behind. It tasted like a milkshake. It tasted like a batito. Abuela's batito. And that is the end of chapter 19. So we got 2 in about 15 minutes. I'll put some up over the weekend and share them with you. So enjoy what's left of your Friday evening, guys. See ya.